Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So today we're going to break down a video that shows an interaction between the ATF and somebody who the ATF claims has an FRT that they want to confiscate. Now we've been talking about the ATF going door to door picking up these FRTs for probably the last 8 months or so. And every single time I advise you to just say nothing. Just say I'd like to contact my lawyer and let that be it. And you're done with the conversation. But sometimes the conversation goes a little bit further. So I have that video for you that we're going to show today, and we're going to talk about what was done right and what was done wrong. So we're going to go ahead and break this down. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this video, see what the ATF has to say, and break it down piece by piece.
Yeah. I own the company Moonlight Industries.
Okay. Oh, really?
So we make like low visibility.
Oh, really?
We specialize in like, right now we have a contract with SEAL Team 6 actually.
Okay.
So first thing I want to say is it sounds like the dogs are in the backyard, so they should be safe in this interaction.
We make their like low visibility MP7 rigs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool. So were you expecting us?
So did you hear that right there? She said, "Are you expecting us?" So law enforcement has great ways to ask questions that could lead to, you potentially incriminating yourself. That's why it's always best to stay quiet, because just a simple question like, "Were you expecting us?" could lead into something else. You could say, "Well, yeah, I kind of know why you're here. It's because of A, B, or C." And people kind of elaborate, which is not a good idea.
Well, what didn't surprise me when I saw a guy in a plate carrier showing up. So
Well,
got the
we're
Ultima
obviously
OTBs on. So.
Yeah, no. So the reason why we're here is because I don't know. I'm sure you're aware that just recently the ATF classified the FRTs, the force
Sure.
reset triggers, as machine guns.
Yeah.
So we are aware that you may have purchased some of these FRTs.
Okay, so we're aware that you may have purchased some of these FRTs. So again, they're aware of it because they have online sales transactions. So they know who bought them and who they went to.
Okay.
So now we are having, like, the whole agency is basically reaching out to these purchasers.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just reaching out to these purchasers. Basically, we're reaching out by going door to door, knocking and, confiscating your privately owned property.
And we have to pick them up. They're
Okay.
illegal.
So I won't be answering any questions today.
That's it. That's it right there, okay? That's where you stop the conversation. So I won't be answering any questions today. If you would like to talk to me further, I would like to get my lawyer. I'm not going to be answering any more questions. You be kind, you be polite, and then that's it. You're done. If they don't have a warrant, you can go ahead and you can go back inside, right? That's the end of it right there. Because if they have a warrant, they're going to be going in anyway. But there's no need to continue the conversation further. I know that sometimes people want to, let off some steam, right? Here's the people that, have been going door to door, and you just want to give them a little bit of peace of your mind and tell them how you feel about the whole process and stuff like that. I get that. I get that urge, but don't. At that point, once you've said that, it's the end of the conversation right there. That's what you should do. However, this person continues, which is not something I advise. I'm not a lawyer by any means, but trust me, I've researched this a lot, and just about every lawyer you will meet will tell you, no. Wait till you have a lawyer present before you say anything else.
I don't have any comments on this subject. I won't be giving you anything.
Okay, so you
Are you refusing to give us the trigger?
Again, do you see the questioning? The questioning is tricky, okay? It might seem like he's just saying, well, are you refusing to give us the trigger? Like a very straightforward question. But what he's getting this guy to do is acknowledge that he has it and he's refusing to give it up. Okay, so he's trying to get the guy to dig himself a deeper hole. While it seems like a very simple and generalized question, it's not. Again, he's getting that guy, or trying to get that guy, to admit that he has one and is refusing to give it up.
I'm not refusing anything. I won't be answering any questions.
okay. But okay, so we are aware that you did purchase FRTs. Again, you wouldn't be in trouble if you just gave those up to us, or
Okay.
if you sold them, you can tell me you sold them.
Sure. Okay.
And you're not going to be in trouble for that.
I understand.
So we're just here, honestly, like, just to pick them up.
Sure.
and
Sure.
that's it.
It's a bigger conversation than what you're having right now. You decide as you go the rules, right?
Again, that's not something I decided.
It's not. I know. Your guys are just here. You guys are just here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
I understand.
I don't want to be here any more than you want me to be
Sure.
here.
So this guy right here is trying to show his support for law enforcement to maybe kind of ease any tensions that are there. And I completely understand that. I get that. But again, you're just going too far. You don't need to say these things. You don't need to say any of this to begin with after you said I have no comment and I'm not going to turn anything over or whatever. But yeah, I get what he's doing here, but still not a great idea.
Well, it's the problem is you are the people who go and knock on the doors, right? So when they make new laws and you break them, or you go against the citizens, because they've spoken what they buy and what they do, the citizens are speaking, but the government is making their decisions on what they think. They're not being servants to the citizens, right?
And all we're saying is, you know, like, I mean, we, like you said, you know, we just hear, we are the ones that just come and knock on the door. We just enforce the laws. We don't make the laws. So
Sure, I
you
understand.
know, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're not in trouble. I mean,
No,
you
and I
didn't buy
understand
them,
that.
You know.
No, I didn't do anything wrong. Exactly. That's
So-
yeah. I love good law-abiding cops who are good people, who are doing what they do, and I understand you have families to feed. You're just doing what you're told, so you don't get fired from your job. But there is a problem that exists, and at some point you have to make your decision on which side of the team you're on. So I won't be answering any questions. If I'm not being detained, I'm not under arrest, I'll just be leaving now.
Okay.
I won't be able to help you with what you're trying to find.
So, and just to be clear, so then now you know that if you were to be in possession of these FRTs, then you would be basically breaking the law.
Okay, so now the guy's going to get a little bit argumentative here, but what they're telling him is you're on notice, okay? You've been notified, and so if they do somehow find him later on with one of those and he ends up having to go to court, now they can say, we went there, we spoke to him, we told him that if he had one of these in the future, he was going to be, you know, in some trouble. And so he knew clearly what he was doing, and what he was doing was in the wrong, is what they're saying here. So they're just, again, sort of giving him notice.
The ATF claims that they're making rules, but there's been no vote. There's been no congressional hearing that says you have the law. You don't make law, right?
I don't.
Yeah, the ATF doesn't make law.
Again,
No.
Again, but it's.
I don't want, listen, right now I seem like I really don't feel that way at all. I just can't, in good faith, when I make the gear for every high-end special operations unit in America right now, that's all I do. That's all I do is support these freedom fighters. A lot of law enforcement SWAT guys, I can't take part in an overstep past the line that says this is or is not legal. Just because you have a badge, you can still do crimes, right?
Right.
So if the American people feel like, the ATF is committing crimes right now, I can't help you. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Okay.
So to the guy that made this video, look, I am 100% on your side, and you're absolutely right. Congress has the power to make law, not the ATF. They are simply supposed to enforce laws that are already on the books, and they are 100% overstepping their boundaries here. But you have to try and remember one thing. The two agents that you're talking about could care less what you're saying. I mean, they could absolutely care less. It's going in one ear and it's going right out the other, because they got their orders from somebody who got their orders from somebody else, who got their orders from somebody else, who got their orders from the top, right? And it all kind of trickles down to the lowest person that is then given orders and forced to go out and knock on doors, right? So while what they're doing is wrong, they're still doing it, which means they've already picked their side, right? When you tell them they have to pick their side, they already picked their side. They knocked on your door, and I guarantee you it's probably not the first door that they've knocked on. So they already picked their side, and they don't care what you say. While they might seem friendly and understanding, and you know, the one agent says, yeah, man, I get it. I don't want to be here. They're just trying to build a rapport with you, trying to share some type of, you know, mutual respect, saying, oh, you know, we kind of respect you, and you know, you're kind of doing the same thing back to them, right? I respect law enforcement, and so, you know, you're trying to build that rapport that says, okay, we have at least a mild amount of respect for one another, so let's be polite. But in reality, all they're doing is they're just trying to gain some type of confidence by acting like, you know, they get it. They're like you. They're your friend. They're not your friend. They're not. They're knocking on your door to confiscate your property. You know, in what way is that okay? You know, without compensation for that fact, right? So when they go door to door to take these, they're not giving you any compensation for it. They're not compensating you for the property that they're taking away from you. So just keep that in mind. I've said it multiple times and I'll say it again. If they show up to your door and they knock on the door, you don't even have to answer the door. If they can hear you through the door, just say, I have no comment. I have, nothing to say. I'm not going to answer any questions until my lawyer gets here. If you guys want to come back when my lawyer's present, that's fine. And then end it from there. If you're already outside and they just happen to pull up while you're already outside, don't let them in. Don't open the door. Don't let them in to see anything that might work against you. Just tell them the same thing, but in person. And then, be polite, be respectful, and then walk away. Don't give them a reason to take it to the next level. You just be professional, be polite. And that's all I'm going to say without a lawyer. So, and that's it. And you leave. I mean, as long as you do that, whether you're outside or inside, then you're fine. You don't let them in. You don't go outside. If you're inside, you just end it. I want a lawyer present and they're done. The lawyer's going to tell you, do not say anything to them unless the lawyer and you agree to maybe just simply hand it over if you have one. That's always an option too. While it's obviously not my favorite option, that's an option. You can give it over, you can sign your paperwork, and you can be done with the whole thing and put it all behind you. But either way, it's best to say nothing until you have a lawyer or have that advice from a lawyer. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but this is what I've been told by lawyers. So that video, I think, is pretty eye-opening, but we can learn something from it because, again, he was doing great and he said the right things. I'm not going to comment. I have nothing further to say. I'm not going to answer any questions, but unfortunately, he just kept going. I would have left it there at the very beginning, but I'm sure afterwards, the whole thing kind of seemed like a blur to him because a lot of times when you're all hyped up inside and your adrenaline's going, even if you're not showing it, your adrenaline is kicked up. And so sometimes, you do things you weren't expecting that you would do, or your memory kind of gets foggy towards the end. But either way, just, being a bystander, being able to look at the video and break it down from my perspective, I think that's where you should have stopped and just ended it right there. Regardless, really, really interesting video. And it just sucks that we've gone to the point now where our government goes door to door to take anything. So anyway, I wanted to show you that to you guys and talk to you a little bit about it. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.